What's up, everybody? Arrg the Pirate here, and today I'm going to be playing a little Feng Mao in the jungle. As always, let's go over the deck. Now I have Auto Health Potion, Fast Travel, Mana Generator, Duelist, Critical Hits, and lastly, Quick Exit for my gems. Now for my cards, I have Lamplighters, Armor Footman, Cull the Weak, Possess Sprykin, Guard Piercer, Swamp Stalker, Numbing Rogue, Yami Guardian, Sacred Alchemy, and lastly, Knights of Asher. Now I've played probably about 8 or 9 games in the jungle so far, and I've really spent most of my time in the jungle since version 42's release, just because I really want to figure out how to play the jungle correctly. And it's a big change from version 42. In version 42, I was kind of torn between, hey, it's almost more beneficial to just stay in the jungle, really feed your team, and then when you get more farm, your team does better. And since they removed the Amber Link, it's almost the exact opposite. How I've been playing the jungle so far is I will clear out 2 camps, go ahead and grab my green because green spawns in at 1.5 minutes, and then from there I'll use green to either go get a gank or I'll finish clearing out those other 2 camps and kind of hang out and wait for the river buff to spawn in, or after I get those camps, then go for a gank. Now I am taking pretty significant damage from this green buff. I was not able to stack and kind of get that green buff to where he's far enough away he can't hit you, and I say, hey, I'm gonna have to back, so I just go ahead and start burning my mana. And you can see I probably could have done this a little smoother by using my shield a little more, but no big deal. We secure that green buff. That's going to allow me to put on that armored footman and get back in lane, and hopefully I can head over and get a gank. Now, since I did have to back with that green buff after I secured it, I'm going to use this green buff for a gank. I don't want to clear jungle camps. I'm going to head over and get a gank, and I can see their Murdoch and Steel are pushed up pretty far. Hopefully I can head over there, surprise them, and get this early game gank. And we are, not quite 3 minutes in, so they might not be expecting it, and sure enough, they really weren't. Unfortunately, I am only level 2, so I don't have my hamstring yet, so I wasn't able to slow anybody, but Aurora did help out, and we were able to secure that kill. Faye ended up actually rotating over, and we're able to definitely make sure we secure that kill. Aurora's even able to grab gold buff, and I kind of head to mid lane from here. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, you get a lot more hero experience from being in lane. So, killing minions in lane is much better than, taking out those jungle camps, because not only are you killing minions faster, but there's more of them. So you're getting a lot more experience a lot quicker. And so anytime there is a lane that isn't being pushed, as the jungler, if you don't have anything else to do, head to that lane and try to, get that farm, get that experience that can really help you out, hit those higher levels and whatnot. Staying in the jungle and cleaning up jungle camps is just not worth it. And to be quite honest, I've played a few games that we've had like a Kallari jungler, and those late game junglers, I don't think they're viable really anymore. I don't think we'll see a whole lot of Seraph junglers anymore, or Wukong. I think you're going to want more of a fighter, or kind of that brawler, bruiser type hero to be in the jungle, because they are better at rotating and they're decent heroes at level 5. Seraph and Wukong and even Kallari to an extent, they don't really come alive until they've got card points, and that's not the type of hero you want in the jungle. So although I'm not super pleased about how the jungle feels right now, I feel it's very boring, but I think the jungle role is a lot more defined, and it is a lot more enjoyable because you're not stuck just sitting there farming. If your team's playing bad, farm faster instead of helping out with ganks. Now it's the opposite. Hey, your team's doing bad, you need to gank more. And I really like that change. So I gotta say, I think Epic did a great job on this. Like I said, it is kind of boring, but it feels good. It feels like you are a solid member of the team, not just, you're not just playing Farming Simulator, and I really enjoy that. Well, that's kind of enough about, just the beginning thoughts of the jungle and everything like that. Let's really get into this gameplay. Now, you see here, I put on my Possessed Sprykin, and they buffed this card. You now get 10 power with this card. You still get that crazy health regen, and, this is just a great card. You see, I'm able to just destroy that Murdoch. It's such a good early game card. It is a cursed card, so you cannot unequip it. But to be quite honest, with how the version 43 match has been, you don't get farm as fast as you used to, it doesn't seem like. So I think these curse cards, especially since they buffed this one, I think it's even worth more than it was. Now from here, it's pretty standard jungle stuff. I head to the mid lane over going for jungle camps because the farm is better there. Experience and gold, it's better in lane. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I head to the jungle, kind of clear out this camp, and I see something going down in the safe lane, so I head that way. Now, Morgesh is rotating over. I'm able to, show up, and she goes, hey, I'm out. And then we end up going in on this Fang. Now, FaZe does get her lance off, and I ult him, but he was able to shield that and negate a lot of that damage. So we weren't able to wrap up that kill, but we did force him out of lane, which is, that's kind of what we wanted to do anyways. It'd have been nice to get the kill, but no big deal. I go ahead, take out this wave, and keep some pressure up. That way my team can head back, get healthy. I'm going to head back into the jungle and kind of do the jungle thing again. Now, I do head into the jungle, and I'm starting to clear out some jungle camps, and then I kind of say, you know what, I'm out of mana. I'm going to go try to get some more kills. I just really am not feeling taking out the jungle camp. From here, I head over to that off lane, and I do see Murdoch is kind of by himself. And him being as low as he is, I'm going to just absolutely delete him. So, of course, that's what I'm going to do. I end up getting my hamstring off, and, you see. With this Possessed Sprykin, having that power spike, man, you can really crank out some damage. Now, from here, I would really like to put some pressure on this tower, but with Steel being here, I just want to get out. Now, there is kind of still a little issues. You can see there I did a hamstring when, I wanted to pull up the menu and hit ping retreat, but sometimes the menu button's not working. There's just kind of those small little issues. Now, this Morgesh is kind of a little low, and she's out by herself, so I'm going to go ahead, jump on that. I should be able to take her out. I'm Fang, baby. You can't run from me. But Steel ends up ulting in, yeah, so she can run from me. And he ends up, kind of doing some damage. Now, I wanted FaZe to get out. That's a bad place to fight right there. And she ends up ulting me. We're able to just absolutely destroy this Steel. Now, I go in on Raptors, and for whatever reason, our ADC decided not to secure Raptors. We did have a couple of people there. We should have been able to get these. And their Fang heads over. And, he ends up securing one of those Raptors, which I really wish Revenant wouldn't have left. I'm not exactly sure why he did, but no big deal. We end up losing that Raptor to that Fang. And since he left, I don't feel comfortable enough going back in on them. So I'm just going to leave it alone and kind of go back and do the jungle. Now again, I go ahead, take out one camp, and then I head back to base, put on another card. I'm just really completely avoiding the jungle. I just don't feel it's worth spending a whole lot of time in the jungle. Especially every time a hero leaves, get in their lanes, take their lanes farm. That seems like a much better option than spending a lot of time in the jungle. Now we do have, a little fight going down here in mid. I'm going to make sure that I'm here to help secure these kills. we're able to take out that Morgesh just easy peasy. We go in on this tower, and we're able to secure this tier 1 tower. Now, I am level 8, which, you know, that's fairly good. We're 12 minutes in, and you can see their offlaner is only level 9, so I'm not really spending any time farming camps in the jungle, and I'm keeping up in level fairly close to their offlaner. Of course, I'm, you know, killing people, so that is definitely helping me out, but I really feel the jungle is now just a complete afterthought. There's almost zero reason to farm the jungle unless you are picking one of those real late game heroes, but to be quite honest, if you are picking a late game jungler, you really shouldn't be in the jungle. Maybe someone other than, like, Sevarog, but Sevarog has got those significant buffs that really change the way he performs, and he is much better than he used to be. Now, I did try to peel for that phase. I really wish she would have gone out. She was playing a little too much forward, and we end up both going down for it. And, you know, hey, that's the first death. It was pretty careless, and you know, we both should have got out. Maybe if I would have just left, she would have got out too. But, you know, we ended up staying in just for whatever reason. And we end up going down. But, hey, we're having a great game. It's no big deal. We're, what, 5-1? So it's not an issue at all. We're still fairly early on in the game. And, you know, we can really still keep a good match up. You know, they didn't even get that mid lane tower for those 2 deaths, so we didn't get punished very hard for having those careless deaths. So after that last play, I felt that they did such a good job, I'm going to run up here and do something really stupid and allow them to take me out again, for whatever reason. So this Murdoch, you know, I kind of get a little poke on him, head back, I'm going to clean up this minion wave. And he's kind of sticking in, and I'm going, hey, you know, if he, you know, once I get this last minion down, I'm going to take him out. And I have no idea. I still don't know. I have no idea where that Morgesh came from. She just showed up. I don't know if she was invisible or if I'm just absolutely blind. But she showed up. She got her mark on me. Feng showed up. He was able to do a little damage, and then I got sniped. So that was just, I don't want to talk about it. But you know, nothing good came out of that. I can't even spin it in a nice way. That was just a terrible play on my part. Now, after I spawn back in, I go ahead, head down to my green buff. I'm able to take that green buff, and then from here, I'm going to head to the safe lane. And, you know, there's something going down. That Fang is being a little aggressive, and we're going to go ahead and take them out. Now, our Revenant does use his ultimate, and I don't know who he used it on, but I'm going to assume he used it on our Fang, or on their Fang. So I'm going to go in on this Morgesh, and maybe we can actually get the kill on her. Unfortunately, I just barely missed my ultimate. That Fang was able to take out our phase, which, you know, that sucks, but at least our Revenant got out. I'm going to go ahead and use my green buff to kind of push this lane. Maybe we can actually make something happen here, but you know, I kind of say, I don't really like this, and I'm going to head to mid lane from here, because mid lane is pushed up pretty far. So from here, again, I'm just completely avoiding the jungle. I'm staying out of it. I'm really the killer. I'm the jungle assassin. You know, we end up heading to this mid lane. Morgesh is a little bit out of position, and I'm able to use my hamstring, and we're able to secure this kill fairly easily. Murdoch does show up, but not in time to save her, and I'm just going to get out from here. Now, I have spent very, very little time in the jungle, and this little section right here is probably the longest I spend in the jungle, and the most minions I take out at a single time in the jungle. But again, I'm just not spending a whole lot of time in there. I want to be in lane. I want to help my team by having that big. Now, once I spawn in, I see our Revenant is in safe lane. He's a little bit out of position, and Fang's about to go in on him. So I definitely need to head over there. I try to do some peel for him. Unfortunately, he didn't really get out like I would have liked, and he ends up going down. I do end up securing this Fang just barely, but we do end up taking him out. And, you know, We currently have 3 heroes down, so instead of staying in that lane and pushing a lane, I'm going to head to mid. I definitely would rather mid stay alive than maybe get a tier 1 or a tier 2 in the off lane. And, you know, so that's what I do. I wasn't able to make it in time for that Aurora, but I do end up saving his tower. And, you know, that's really what we wanted anyways. Their steal is here, and, you know, me and FaZe together, we're able to just put out tons and tons of damage. We end up making, you know, pretty short work of him for being a tank. You know, I mean, you see, he did do a significant amount of damage to me. And I haven't really been using my shield because, you know, I'm hooked to a FaZe. I don't want to use a shield while I'm hooked to a FaZe because she's giving me those heals. And I'd rather use my mana for actual attacks and abilities. We were able to push on that Morgish, and we end up taking her out as well. But, you know, I am pretty low, so I'm going to go ahead, spend a little time farming the jungle, and, you know, head back to base, come back healthy, and, you know, make another play. From here, I'm going to go ahead, take out that green buff, secure the jungle, you know, just clean it up. I've been really, really neglecting it. Head back to base, maybe actually get rid of this Call of the Week. I mean, what, it's 20 minutes in and I've still got it on. So hopefully we can get rid of that and get back in lane, make some plays happen. Now, I do head to the mid lane. I've got my green buff in, you know, oh man, it goes out right before I get here. We are able to kind of start making a play. Aurora does show up, and she's able to actually get her ult off. You know, Faye used her ult on that Morgish, which might have been a little bit of overkill, but no problem. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try to kill somebody. And it just so happened that Steel was the unlucky guy that stayed in. We get a ton of damage on him, but he is able to back off. Now, Fang and Steel, you know, they're kind of under this tower, and we're all here. We should be able to make something happen. And, you know, this is actually our last push, little did we know. But we end up taking out this tier 2 tower. Now, I'm going to focus the tower. There's no point in me focusing enemies when I'm just going to take damage from them. FaZe ended up pulling me out, which I think I could have gone in on somebody there, but no big deal. It's time to take Prime now. And, you know, I'm being attacked Prime, and while we're running down to the Prime pit, they surrender. Now, this was a really fun match, and it's a really awesome build. I've never been a big fan of Fang in the jungle, but I gotta say it feels pretty solid now. But, you know, all in all, I don't like the jungle currently, but I love the jungle position. That's crazy to say, and it sounds crazy. But that's really how I feel. The jungle is just completely boring. But playing that just run around, kill people hero is absolutely awesome. That's why I've always liked Countess and Kalari. So now that's just the jungle position, and it feels great. Well, thanks for watching, guys. And if you enjoyed, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.